What's going on, everybody? Sunday, February 18th, 2024. I am in Hudson, New Hampshire today on a cold, crisp, windy morning. I'm checking out what used to be Benson's Wild Animal Farm. It's turned into a park now, and there's still some remnants of the past here. I'm going to be taking a walk around and seeing what's what. I remember this place as a kid. It closed in 1987. So, that was I was 10 years old. So I don't really have specific memories of inside the park, but I know I was here. I remember seeing the sign out on the road. There's a map right over here. I'll show you the map so we can get a quick overview of kind of what's still kicking around out here. Here's the overview. This is where we are now. So the entrance and parking now is on Kimball Hill Road. If I remember right, the main entrance when the park was open was over here. It looks like we may be able to access that, see where the main driveway was in. Here's some of the things along the way. Railroad station, I do remember the train. Elephant barn, old woman's shoe, gorilla house, A-frame, Hazelton barn, playground, and a few other 9/11 Memorial Dog Park. I'm not going to go see that, but all right, let's go see if we can find some of these things. They have some rules here, park hours and whatnot. Most importantly, I can't believe how many people don't follow that basic rule. But all right, here we go. Let's go see what we can find. First thing we come to is the 9/11 Memorial. Looks like this was dedicated on the 10-year anniversary of that day. We have stones with all the specific times of all of those events. It is absolutely freezing out here. But all right, I just came to a cool spot. So right here, this is the office, the old office and kitchen. Then turn around here. Actually, just do this. Right behind me here is the old train station, which is pretty cool. I don't know if this is where the train from the park actually ran. If I remember right, it kind of went around the perimeter of the park, or if it's just a building built to look like a train station. I love these old train looking buildings and old trains. Then over here is the old elephant barn. Actually, before we get to that, I don't know, this looks like some kind of ticket booth or something, but there's some pictures here. Maybe we can get some more information on what's what. Okay, so this is showing the restoration of the park. This place did sit abandoned for a long time before they started restoring it. Okay, cool. Some old photos. There's actually a pretty detailed description of how it was back in the day. It was the 60s and 70s. Oh, this is pretty cool. So yeah, so more of how things were updated. Over here we have the 80s, which is when it ultimately closed in 87. You can see the lists got longer as the years went on. They kept adding more things. That's pretty neat. Old employee patch. Okay, so this is kind of where I believe where I am now. That's, I think, the elephant enclosure, the office, and then the train station would be over here. Oh yeah. Okay, so yeah, so there's the train station. Okay, so here we go, just for perspective. There's the train station right there. There's the train, so the tracks went right through there. Here is the old elephant barn. Let's see what this says. Future home of the Benson's Wild Animal Farm Museum. That's pretty cool if they turn this into an old museum. I mean, museum of old artifacts and stuff. So I guess, oh, this is interesting. So I was here about 15 years ago. Oh, you can still go in there. Okay, I thought they had this fenced off so you couldn't go in. I guess maybe they had the elephants hung out in here. I can't imagine the elephants were in this cage. Definitely not, because then they got these where the animals would come in and out, whatever was in here. Let's go up in here. I have pictures from, it wasn't 15 years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I came here, my kids were little. I have pictures, if I can find them, of my kids acting like animals up in this cage. Looked like this was another enclosure. So there was a cage here, and they would release whatever wild beast out of those doors. Now this is another thing I feel like I remember. Again, it was a long time ago, so I may not remember, I don't know, but the old woman in the shoe house. It's right over here. Come up these stairs. There it is there. They really did a nice job of restoring this thing. You can find pictures online of how run down it was. There's this thing here. Yeah, there's somebody being awesome. The main road is right there. Got a little door inside. Let's see what's. Oh, cool. Let's try and get. It's hard to see without the reflection, but there's a little old lady living in the shoe. Oh, nice wood stove. I wish that thing was cranking right now so I could go in there and warm my hands up. Looks like there was a little stream coming through here. Here's the back side of the elephant barn. So this looks like it used to be another enclosure for something. You can see the where the kind of rebar or cages, whatever, were set in the concrete here. I might have to go back to the car and warm my hands up for a little bit. It is absolutely frigid out here. The wind is blowing. I still got a lot more to explore. I'm still kind of near the entrance. This is where I'm at now. And I mean, the park goes way, way back there. I'll see what I can do, carry on here. Now, you can find a pretty detailed history of this place online. There's all kinds of articles and other videos on YouTube of, you know, way back in the day, the 60s, 70s, and 80s of, you know, videos, family videos of people visiting this place. My quick history is, from what I understand, this was a guy's private collection originally, the Benson fella, and he had this property. He would import animals and train them for circuses and zoos and stuff like that back in the, whatever it was, 20s or something like that. And then he started charging admission for people to come see what he had here, and it just turned into like a tourist destination. And he eventually sold. It turned into Benson's Wild Animal Farm. Rides were added, and yeah, and then I think in 86 or 87, 86 maybe, it changed names to New England. Oh crap, I was just reading about this. I can't remember off the top of my head. My brain is frozen along with my hands. Whatever it, hang on. All right. I just had to look it up because it was going to drive me crazy. 1987 was the last year. It operated as New England Playworld Amusement Park. And I remember out on Route 111, which I believe is where the main entrance was, where you drove your car into the park. The mascot was Mighty Mouse, and they had a proper looking Mighty Mouse on the sign out on the road, big Mighty Mouse. And it stayed there for a long time after the park closed. However, when you got inside the park, search on YouTube. The Mighty Mouse mascot costume that roamed around the park was something that you see in your nightmares. I don't know how kids didn't run out of here screaming upon seeing that thing. It was terrifying. Right behind me here is what's called the Overlook. I'll turn around here so you can see that. There's some picnic tables here. And then there we go. The overlooks were used to view animals on display below. There were a variety of animals, including alligators, llamas, bison, yaks, and deer. You can see the remnants of the alligator pool where performances were held. So right down here. Got a pretty good lay of the land here. So all kinds of trails back through there now. There's another overlook over there. Yeah, when I just looked up the name of what it was renamed to, from Benson's to New England Amusement, I saw that the guy's name that started was John Benson, 1924. That's when it all started. It was also known for not just having animals in the rides, but they had all kinds of animal shows. So, the tigers were trained, the elephants were trained. They did stuff with the alligators like we just saw back there. And this is pretty cool. Old remote control car track. So it says the old benches were for spectators. So right here. And then that up there was where the remote control cars were. And you can see that. This is the old bear area. So it says the concrete walls were adjacent to the bear cages around the corner. Stone stairs and stone wall were found by volunteers during a cleanup. In 2012, the stairs and walls were restored by volunteers. So this must have been all overgrown from when it sat neglected. So stepping back. I think, so across from the bear enclosure, over here, I'm pretty sure this was the gorilla cage. Let's go see. Yeah, the gorilla house. There's some pretty funny stories about this. The gorilla house was home of Colossus, whose real name was Tony. Tony lived in a climate-controlled room surrounded by glass. Tony used to watch TV in the back rooms. He was sold to a zoo in Florida and later to a zoo in Cincinnati, Ohio, where he died while having dental work done. So there's Colossus, or Tony. This was the enclosure. It looks like you can go inside here. Nice mural painted on there. This was, well, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of room in there for old Colossus. I think guess, no, this doesn't go through. So this would have been Tony's view as people came to take a gander at him. It looks like even after restoration efforts, we still got some hoodlums coming in here and causing some vandalism, climbing up on top of the cages. I mean, let's be honest, what 16-year-old, 15-year-old doesn't want to come in here at night and climb on top of the gorilla enclosure? A couple fun things about Tony Colossus the gorilla. Apparently, I think it was the Love Boat, when it said he liked to watch TV. I think it was the Love Boat he liked to watch. And then in 1980, he was on the ballot in the New Hampshire primaries as a presidential candidate, running against Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter. You can kind of see how expansive the trails are. We're a little farther down now. All over there. There's some water. I don't know. They had some boats and some paddle boats and stuff. I don't know if this is where they were. There's a frame building over there. I'll probably head over there and check out what that's all about. Okay, so I'm over at the A-frame. So it used to be a series of smaller buildings. It had been a pizza place and a gift shop. You can see what it once looked like. So that's what's left standing now. There's another little pond being fed from the main pond. See some ducks over there. I don't think that's where the boats were. I think they had to have been here. I'm pretty sure this was called Swan Pond, or Swan Lake, or something like that. I'm guessing that's where they had to have been. I'm heading down this path on the far side of the pond. I'm pretty sure this is going to be where the main entrance used to be, where you would drive in from Route 111 and park over here. I could be completely wrong, but I think there's a little marker up here. Let's see what it says. Here I am. I'm on the far side. This is where I started, where I was parked. There's all kinds of trails that go out through here. I don't think they're pertaining to Benson's. So I'm not gonna go out there because I'm freezing, but I am gonna take this down because I think I want to see if I remember right where the main entrance was. So this is paved. It seems like, so the road is that way and the park is back that way. It seems like this would be I don't know, it's wide enough for a car, but not, I don't think two cars. And where you got the water on the side. I'm kind of second guessing myself now on where the entrance was for the cars to get to the parking area. We're coming up on the main road on Route 111. So now I'm almost certain this is where cars would pull in here. I can't figure out the path that they took to the parking area or where the parking area was, but yeah, now looking at this, you can see right here off the road, it's paved, so cars would pull in here, and the road was probably, well, obviously wider than what the walking trail is now, and the sign was on, I think it was on this side of the entrance, so there would have been a big sign right there. Or maybe that side. Again, we're talking 37 years ago. So, yeah, my memory doesn't really go back that far. I'm just kind of going off of really what I remember seeing after the park closed. Seeing the sign out here, driving by. All right, I keep second guessing myself here. So the entrance, or what I believe is the entrance, is back over that way where I just was. I'm getting hung up on this because it's driving me crazy. And would have pulled in over there, but now this seems like wetlands. I'm confused. If there's anybody watching this that might have some knowledge of how the cars came in and where the parking area was, could you let me know in the comments, please? Because this place is awesome. I'm probably going to come back in the warmer weather so I can explore some more. But this is going to drive me crazy on where you came in and parked and entered the park. I'm back inside the actual park now, where Benson's wild animal farm was. I just came in through there. Basically just made a big loop around. Route 111 is out there somewhere where the sign was. Behind the gorilla enclosure. Over here is a nice playground now. And back where we started, the 9/11 memorial. Gonna take another quick peek around and be heading out. All right, mystery solved. I just came back to this thing with all the history over the years. So here's the office entrance, which is right there. Here's the gorilla house, which I just came up behind, which is right over there. And this is the path I came in on, that rocky area where I was just asking if someone could comment. It's the main entrance, and that path I took went out to the road. Route 111 is over here. So I was right. You come in, park over here, which is right where the parking is now. So I'll show that when I go back to my car. Here we are back at the main parking area. We got Route 111 over there, and there's an entrance here. So maybe there was 2 entrances in, and this was parking, and maybe there's more parking over there. Still not 100% sure. That's gonna do it for Benson's Wild Animal Farm. I'm gonna have to come back here when the weather is nicer, when there's no snow and ice on the ground, and when it's not freezing cold. My hands are just, I have, I think, zero feeling in this thumb right now. There's more things that I wanted to see, but it was too cold and I couldn't really get to it because of the snow cover. I mean, there's not a lot of snow cover, but you can still see foundations in some spots, supposedly where some rides were. And there's another barn on the other side of the property that the trail was just a little too icy for me to want to go over. But hope you guys enjoyed seeing this. There's a whole lot of stuff. If you want to see the history or the way it was back in the day, you can go on YouTube and watch it. I was just showing what it looks like present day, 2024. Like I said a couple times, I have very little recollection of being here. I know I was here. I had a couple memories, but it's pretty neat that this stuff is preserved the way it is. If you're ever in the area, Hudson, New Hampshire, just look it up. Benson's Park is what it's called now. It pops right up on Google Maps. It's a pretty neat place. And if you ever came here back in the day, it might spark some nostalgia for you. Thanks for watching. Share, like, comment, subscribe, please. That would be wonderful. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.